Hey, this is Dave from Unipro, and in this video, I'm going to show you how I used Facebook automation to earn over $90,000 in a single month. You can see right here, $93,997.60. That's in the month of June. And the cool thing about this strategy is there's no spammy practices at all. There's no cold DMs or anything like that being sent. Instead, we're using Facebook automation to find new leads, to nurture those leads, and to make them an offer at the time that they're most likely to buy. Let's dive in. So if you got an online business, chances are you need more clients, you want to make more sales, and there are a couple different ways to do it. You could pay for ads, although that can get quite expensive, or you can do Facebook organic marketing, which simply means getting clients without paying for ads. Now that is a great strategy, but it can become very time consuming. Thankfully, with Facebook automation, the process of using organic marketing to get clients has gotten a whole lot easier. Now in this video, I'm going to demonstrate my entire organic Facebook marketing strategy using the Unipro software. So that's the software that I use to automate the entire process. There's three specific steps we're going to go through, and the first is building your audience. When it comes to building your audience on Facebook, there's two places that you want to be doing that very actively. So the first place is over on your profile. Here I am on my profile, and you can see when I scroll down here, you can see that I've got just about 5,000 friends. That's the max number of friends that you can have. You want to be filling up your friends list with targeted leads. Those are the people who are going to see all your content. They're going to be engaging with your content. You're going to be able to start messenger conversations with them. This is the best place to be building your audience. The second place that you want to be building an audience is inside a private Facebook group. Here's an example of mine. It's called Audience and Influence. It's for online business owners who are using Facebook to grow their businesses. And you can see that I've got about 15,000 members here. So those are the places you want to focus on. I get a lot of people that say, well, what about a business page? And a business page can be useful if you're running Facebook ads, but if you're doing organic marketing, you're connecting with people and you're sending them messages, a business page is not going to be helpful. In fact, Facebook doesn't allow you to start a conversation with new leads. A business page can only respond when leads message you. So business page for organic marketing isn't very useful. Focus on your profile and focus on your Facebook group. Now let me show you how to automate this. I'm going to go over to Unipro, and the first thing that we're going to look at is getting new leads over into your personal profile. There's a set of tools here called the lead generator tools. And basically what they do is they go and find your ideal leads on Facebook and bring those over into your friends list by sending them a friend request. And you can do it by finding leads inside other Facebook groups. That's the From Groups tool. You can do it by finding leads who are engaging on specific pieces of content. That's the From Content tool. You could also do it by finding leads who are part of other people's friends or followers lists. So if you have a competitor who has the exact audience that you want, you can use the From People tool to bring those people over into your audience. And then finally, From Suggestions allows you to take the suggestions that Facebook provides and then send friend requests to those targeted leads so that they become part of your friends list on your profile. I'm going to do an example here. I'm going to use the From Groups tool. And when you use this tool, you'll find that Unipro loads all of the groups that you belong to. So you want to join as many groups as possible where your ideal leads are hanging out. I'm going to use an example here. Let's use this one. It's called 7-Figure Digital Marketing Secrets. So that's probably going to have a lot of online business owners inside that group. Those are the type of people I want to target. I want to send them friend requests so that they come over to my profile and they start seeing my content. In this case, as a test, I'm just going to get Unipro to go and get me 5 leads. And you can set all kinds of filters here to make it very fine-tuned as to the type of people that actually receive a friend request from you. And then I'm just going to click on launch. And Unipro is going to go out, it's going to start searching through that group, looking for your leads based on the parameters that you set, and it's going to start sending them friend requests, again, so that they can see your content and so that you can engage them inside Messenger. Now, while Unipro is doing that, I want to go over and I want to talk a little bit about Facebook groups. Unipro will also help you grow your Facebook group by attracting your friends, your followers, and random strangers to come and join the group. And I'm going to go over here to the member request tab, and I want to show you this because if you don't have this set up, definitely set this up. When you create your Facebook group, you want to make sure that you ask membership questions so that when people request to join your group, and again, Unipro is built to help you get more people requesting to join your group, then they're going to have to answer these questions. And you can see the questions I'm asking here is, the first one is, what type of online business do you operate? I only want to work with online business owners, so it's really important that only online business owners are joining my group. Second question is, we put together this training about Facebook's tools for generating leads. Do you want this? And a lot of people will say, yes, please. And that's basically them raising their hand saying, yes, please reach out to me, start a conversation. This is an opportunity for you to sell. And the third question is, what's your best email address? Now, I require that in order for people to join my group, they have to give their email address. And I'll show you what Unipro does in just a second because it's going to take all of this information and it's going to start building a database for you. But before we get to that, let's go back and take a look at what Unipro has done so far. So I'm going to go back over here and you can see that inside the Generate Leads from Groups tool, Unipro's already found 3 leads. here's the leads, here's a little bit of a description about those leads, and it's also gone through and analyzed 12, 13, 14, 15 other potential leads, and it's deemed those people to not be a fit. I don't want to fill up my friends list with people who aren't targeted leads, and so Unipro is filtering out the bad leads and bringing in only the good leads. So you can see I've now got 4 leads, and there's the 5th lead. So Unipro says it's done. It found those 5 leads for us. So I'm going to close this down. That's pretty cool, right? Unipro's done all the work. It's found those leads. Those people are going to come over into your friends list. And like I said, they're going to start seeing your content. And that's how you're going to be able to nurture them. We'll get more to nurturing in just a second. But I want to go back and talk about building up your Facebook group. Let's close down Lead Generator. And we're going to go over to Facebook Group Tools inside Unipro. And I'm going to choose this, Accept New Members. Let's go over to the example that I was showing you, my audience and influence group. And I'm going to ask Unipro to manage the people who are coming into that group. And you'll see what Unipro does. It opens up a tab in Facebook to the member request that we looked at a second ago. And you'll see that these orangish buttons appear and it says YP Unipro Approve. And now you can go through and take a look at each of the individual leads who are requesting to join your Facebook group. And you can tell Unipro to approve those leads and put them into your database. We'll take a look at the database in a second, or reject those leads. So in this case, this particular person, I actually don't think he's a good lead, so I'm going to decline. And this person, I'm going to decline as well. Let's say this person's a good lead. I'm going to say YP approve, and Unipro is going to process that lead, and you'll see that lead goes away. Well, where did that lead go? Unipro takes that lead and puts that lead into your mailing list. So I'm going to go over to my mailing list here. It's over in Go High Level. And as a side benefit, when you join Unipro, you get a free copy of Go High Level. Go High Level, usually people pay somewhere between $100 up to $500 a month. This is such a valuable tool for managing the back end of your business that we give it away to all Unipro members for free. And you can see here that Unipro has collected all these leads of people who've requested to join our Facebook group, and it's building out this email database. And this is the same thing that you can do. So not only is Unipro directing people to join your Facebook group, it's also extracting important information from them, including their email address, so that you can now start using email marketing to sell to them faster. And what sort of result should you expect from this in terms of building your audience? Well, I'm going to show you here. Let's go back over to my personal profile, and you'll see again, I've almost got 5,000 friends here. Unipro adds about 400 targeted leads to my friends list every single month. In terms of the group growth, you can see here how quickly audience and influence my Facebook group is growing. I get about 400 new targeted leads inside that group every single month. So that's about 400 leads to my profile and 400 leads to my Facebook group, all generated by Unipro. And what is that worth when you think about the value of getting 800 leads per month? Well, I'm going to show you something, an interesting stat here. This is talking about the average cost per lead using Facebook ads. And you can see here the average Facebook lead is about almost $20, $19.68. So if you do some quick math and say Unipro is delivering 800 leads per month, and a typical lead costs about $20, that's over $16,000 in leads that Unipro is generating for free, no ads at all, every single month. It's really incredible. But you might be asking one thing. You might say, Dave, hold on a second. Let's go back over to your friends list. You might say, well, there's only 5,000 friend spots inside your friends list. So if you're adding 400 new leads to your friends list every single month, eventually you're going to hit that 5,000 limit. And then what do? I'll show you exactly what we do. I'm going to go back over to Unipro, and we use a tool that's called Scan Friend Activity. And this tool here, it takes a look at all of your friends, and it finds out how many times they've engaged with you over the last 180 days. And so this is really powerful because you can take a look at all the leads coming in and see which are interested. Those are the ones that are going to be engaging on your content, and which are, we call them dead leads, leads who aren't interested. They're not engaging. Maybe they don't use Facebook, or maybe they're not interested in the type of content you're creating or the type of offers you're making. And so when you go down here, I'll just show you, I'm going to sort this by all the people who have not been engaging with me. And now I can simply highlight these people. I'm going to tell Unipro, I want to remove these people, and I'm going to click on this, I'm going to confirm, and now Unipro is going out and it's unfriending those leads who are the dead leads. It's getting rid of them, making room for new people, new leads to come into my audience. And so that's what you can do as well. And that allows you to keep on bumping up to that 5,000 friend limit on a monthly basis, removing the dead leads, making room for new leads, and then allowing Unipro to add another 400 leads the following month. And we just keep on repeating this process over and over and over again, taking the best leads, turning them into paying customers, and then making room for new leads. And you can see Unipro's done there. It's removed those 8 dead leads who aren't interested in what I had to offer. So that's the first step, is building out your audience with targeted leads. You're going to be using your profile, you're going to use your Facebook group, and it's very easy to get somewhere between 500 to 1,000 targeted leads using Unipro every single month. That's step number one. Step number two is to nurture those leads. Of course, you want as many leads coming into your audience as possible, but they're not going to buy if you don't nurture them. Well, there's two ways to nurture your leads. You can nurture them through your content, or you can nurture them inside Messenger. Let's start by taking a look at how we use Unipro to nurture via your content. I'm going to go over here in Unipro under content tools. There's something called your content calendar. Now, this is very important because we teach a strategy of building out content that allows you to move your leads in a very specific direction. You're moving them from being a cold lead to warming them up and eventually making them an offer. And it's important that your content helps with that process. So the first step in doing that is choosing a content theme. You don't want to put random posts out on Facebook. No, you want to make sure that your content, like I said, is taking people in a strategic direction. So as an example, in this particular month, you'll see that my theme is nurturing. All the content that I planned out inside my content calendar and that I'll be posting on Facebook is around the topic of nurturing. Let's take a look at an example. Today, I created this post, and you'll see that there was an image saved here inside of Unipro, and then there's a little bit of text. We'll take a look. Last week, there was a longer form copy post. Again, there's an image and a bunch of copy. And these are the posts that are going on my personal profile. You can see that these are labeled with P and they're in a blue color. So you'll be able to schedule all of your content for your personal profile right inside of Unipro. The second place that I schedule content for is inside my free Facebook group, the one we took a look at a second ago, Audience and Influence. And I'll open up this example here. You can see that this is a win post. This is talking about one of our clients that got a big win. And you can see that there's a bit of written copy here as well as an image. So again, all these pieces of content are talking about how to nurture leads. I'm going to contrast this with what most people do, most business owners do when they create content on Facebook. I'm going to show you an example here, and I could show you many different people, so I'm not picking on this particular person. Many people create content like this. So this person here is top sales leader, certified high performance coach. So he's got some sort of coaching business. And when we take a look at his content, let's see what this content is all about. The first one talks about some sort of program, the Selling Collective. So there's sort of a shout out, some sort of sales message here. The next post is about hiring someone for a setter role. The next post is a post about this person and their family, another family vacation post. Then there's, looks like some sort of joke post about why men can never win. And then there's another, probably some sort of meme or joke post here about sales influencers. And so you can see the content here isn't very strategic. It's very disjointed. We want to overcome that by planning out all of your content and having these pieces of content go out onto your Facebook profile and inside your group so that your leads begin being nurtured. They start thinking about taking the next step with you. They start thinking about buying. So you get this, you understand why it's really important to have strategic content that nurtures your leads and gets them thinking about buying from you. Well, what's the next step? What do you do with this content? Let me show you. I'm going to go over here to a tool. It's called Tag for Attention, and I'm going to show you an example of how this will work. It'll take your strategic content and make sure that the right leads are seeing it. Here's a post that I want all my good leads to see. This post is a Facebook Live video. And so imagine that you went live and you did a really high value live training. Or imagine that you posted some long form copy post that delivered a lot of value. And you want to make sure that your best leads who need to be nurtured, make sure that they see this piece of content. Well, how do you do that? I'm going to go down here. I'm going to scroll down in the comments. And I want to show you the work that Unipro has done on my behalf. I'm going to scroll down and here's an example right here. You can see that Unipro has actually done this for me. It says, as requested, here's how to use the latest Facebook algorithm update to get more leads and sales. So remember, I put out a high value piece of content, this training, and I want to make sure that my best leads see it. And so what Unipro has done is it's made a list of my best leads who need to be nurtured, and it's tagging them on this training so that they see it, so that they get value from me, so that they're nurtured. I'll show you another example here. Let's open up some more comments. You'll see that there's comments from people who are watching this live training, and here we go again. Unipro's gone out and it's tagged these leads to make sure that they're being nurtured. Imagine if you were putting out content, really high value content, and no one's seeing it, no one's engaging on it. It's impossible for that content to nurture your leads. So instead, we tell Unipro, tag your best leads on that content. They'll get a notification in Facebook. They'll come over and consume your content. And now you have an opportunity to nurture those leads and even strike up conversations with them. How does this work inside of Unipro? Well, let's go back over here. All you do is you tell Unipro what post do you want to tag people on, and then you tell people who to tag. In this case, I have a list of people called RevCon. These are people who have engaged on other posts of mine. You can make a list of all of your new friends as an example. You can make a list of your group members. You can make a list of people who have commented on one of your former posts, or people who have raised their hand on a poll and voted on one of your polls. There's many ways to create lists of people who you then can tag on your content. Then what you do is you tell Unipro what messages to use when it's tagging people on your content. And then basically you go ahead and click on launch, and Unipro goes to work and it starts tagging those people so that they actually see your best content. That's one powerful strategy that you can use to nurture your best leads. Let me show you another example here. I'm gonna go over to one of my posts here, and you can see this post here. It says test results are in. Facebook dropped a new strategy for converting leads into paying clients. It works fire. Anyone need it? And so this is what's called a two-step post. And this was posted on my personal profile so that those new 400 leads who Unipro brought over to my personal profile this month, they see this and they have an opportunity to engage. Well, when they do engage, when you post a two-step post offering something of value, if people comment, you want to be able to get back to them quickly. You want to make sure that they see the conversation. You want to be able to nurture them. Here's how Unipro does this. Let's go down and take a look. You can see here, Keith says, yes, please. He wants this thing. And Unipro has gone out and it's done 3 things to engage and nurture this lead for me. The first thing Unipro did for me is it liked Keith's comment. Why does Unipro do this? Well, it does this because every time you like someone's comment, they get a notification in Facebook. Over here in their notifications, it will tell them that you like their comment. So now your face is being put in front of that lead. You're starting the nurturing process. The second thing that Unipro does is it replies to their comment. And you can see here it says, Keith, great. I'll message you some details and we'll make sure this will work for your business. So now Keith's going to get a second notification over in his notifications saying, hey, Dave replied to your comment. And then thirdly, you'll notice that Unipro has also tagged Keith here personally. It says Keith Weston, and it gives this hyperlink here. This is a tag, which will also be another notification. So now Keith's getting 3 notifications from me. It's impossible to miss this. But we want to go even a step further. And Unipro has not only liked Keith's comment, it's not only replied to his comment, it's not only tagged him on this comment reply, but it's also started a DM conversation with him. Let's go take a look. I'm going to open this up and you'll see right here. It says, hey Keith, as per your comment, here are the details about Facebook's new conversion strategy. And then it gives a link to a training that happened over inside my Facebook group. And so this is really cool because if Keith isn't yet a member of that Facebook group, what's he gonna do? Well, he asked for this training. He's interested. He's gonna go over and request to join your Facebook group. You're gonna get another lead inside your Facebook group. Now, if Keith already is a member of the Facebook group, then he's simply gonna go over there. He's simply gonna click on this link. He's gonna be taken inside the Facebook group. And now he's gonna be able to consume your content and the nurturing process begins. So you can see, I said, are you free at this time? Keith comes back and says, thanks. And then I said, see you on Tuesday. The nurturing process has begun. And all of this, I know this looks like a lot of work, but all this is done automatically via Unipro. I'll go over and show you how to set this up. So this is a tool called Prospect by Post. And what we do with Prospect by Post is we put the URL of the post that you want to get leads from, you want to nurture leads from. And then we tell Unipro, what do you want to say to leads who comment on that post? And I've got a bunch of different variations here. And then you tell Unipro, well, what do you want to send in the DMs in Messenger to those leads? And I've got a couple different scripts here. And then we click on launch and Unipro goes to work. It looks at your post, it finds people who've engaged, it likes their comment, it replies to their comment, it tags them on their comment, and it strikes up a DM conversation. All of this is nurturing so that your cold leads get warmer and warmer and warmer until they're ready to buy. Pretty powerful, right? But I want to show you something even cooler. In addition to warming up these leads, you'll see what it also does in terms of the engagement and the reach for your Facebook posts. So I'm going to go back up here. This is the first one that we looked at. This is the first post where I was tagging interested leads on this live training. Let's look at the insights, and you'll see this one quick live training I did. You can see that already almost 1,100 people have watched it. Why? Because I'm using Unipro to make sure that my best leads are directed there. Let's go take a look at this other post. It was a simple question, just a simple question post. Let's look at the insights. You can see there's almost been 991 people engage on this post. These are all the leads on my personal profile. This is what you want to do as well. Now at this point you might say, okay Dave, that's great, works for you, but when I post content, I don't get any engagement at all. And I want to reassure you because that's true for everyone. At one point, I didn't get any engagement either. And there's a simple way to overcome that. I'm going to go over back into Unipro here, and we're going to go to the algorithm booster set of tools. Because I'll tell you something, if you're not getting engagement on your content, chances are just not very many people or maybe nobody is seeing that content. How do you overcome that? We use a tool called Gain Reciprocity. And I'm just going to set this up. I'm just going to run this like this. Basically, what Gain Reciprocity does is it goes out into your Facebook feed and it sees the content from your new leads. So when you send a friend request to a new lead, they accept your friend request. When those leads start creating content on Facebook, Facebook shows that content to you inside your feed. Facebook wants you to see the content of your new leads. And so right now what Unipro is doing is going into your feed, it's seeing that content of your new leads and it's engaging on that content for you. In this case, I asked it to give likes, but you could also ask Unipro to give loves. Now, this is important for a couple different reasons. First off, those leads who are posting content, when they see that you liked or loved their content, that creates a good feeling, right? They're going to feel good about you. They're going to be thankful that you engaged on their content. It creates rapport. Secondly, what it does is it sparks the Facebook algorithm. Because you engaged on their content, Facebook sees this and says, okay, next time you make a post, maybe they'll want to see your content. And now your content gets seen by more people. The really cool part of this tool, and the reason that it's called Gain Reciprocity, is as you like and as you love other people's content, it trains them to know that you're supportive, you're engaging on their content. So when they see your content come up in their newsfeed, because you've stoked your Facebook algorithm by engaging on their content, when your content comes up in their feed, what are they more likely to do with your content? They're more likely to engage. Gain reciprocity. They feel like they need to be reciprocal. You engaged on their content, they're going to engage on your content. As they engage on your content, what does Facebook see? It sees, wow, your post is starting to get some engagement. Maybe more people would like to see this content. And now your content gets seen by more and more and more people. And so you can see over here, Unipro's already engaged on 7 posts from my leads. It skipped over 7 posts that don't qualify as posts from my leads. And it just continues to work for me in the background while I can work on anything else. So you can see, even if you're not getting a lot of engagement right now in your content, you simply need to train the Facebook algorithm to show your content to more people, specifically your new leads. So that's how you can automate the process of nurturing your leads through your content. But I said there was a second place that you can nurture leads as well, and that's inside Messenger. So let's take a look at how to do that as well. I'm gonna go back over to Unipro. I'm gonna go over here to Message Hub and then to send bulk messages. Now, when Unipro is bringing over these new leads into your personal profile, into your friends list, it's crucial that you start a Messenger conversation with them right away. I'll explain why in just a second, but let's set this up. What I wanna do is tell Unipro to take all of my most recent leads. So I'm gonna take the leads from the past 48 hours and put them onto a list so that we can strike up a conversation with them in Messenger. And then I've got some other settings here. I'm gonna tell Unipro what to actually send those people inside a Messenger. I've got a templated out message that I always use for my new leads. And then I'm gonna click on create message list. And Unipro is gonna go to work and it's gonna put all those new leads onto a message list for me. Now, why is it so important that you send a message to these people? There's 2 reasons. Number 1 is you want to build a relationship with them quickly. They just became your friend. They accepted your friend request, so clearly they're interested. Now you can start deepening that relationship by sending them a message. The second reason is Facebook sees when you're in conversation with someone in Messenger, and it sparks your algorithm between you and that lead. So if you want that lead to see all of your content, make sure you start a Messenger conversation with them. Facebook sees that you're connecting in Messenger, and now it's gonna start showing them your content. So you can see that Unipro very quickly it found 10 new leads who I haven't started a conversation with yet. And when we take a look at the message that Unipro is gonna send, it's gonna send one of these 2 messages. It's gonna say, great to connect with you here, and then we'll insert their first name, and then it'll simply say, hope you're having a good day so far. And then there's a variation of that message. Unipro will alternate between these 2 messages, so you're not just sending out the same message over and over again. Doing that could raise a red flag with Facebook. Facebook might think you're just sitting there and copying and pasting the same message, so it's nice to have 2 message variations. I'm gonna close this down, and if I were to click play here, Unipro would start going out and sending that exact message over in Messenger to these 10 leads, starting building that relationship and sparking your Facebook algorithm. So let's go take a look at what this looks like actually over inside of Messenger. I'm over here in Messenger, and you'll notice that my Messenger looks a little bit different than yours, because when you're using Unipro adds a bunch of really helpful features to your Facebook Messenger. Let's start by taking a look over here. You can see there's a bunch of these leads who I'm in a Messenger conversation with, and they've been labeled welcome. Those are all my new friends, those new leads, the 400 new leads per month who came over into my Facebook audience, and then I used Unipro to start a conversation with them. So let's take a look at an example here. Let's take a look at Grant, and you can see that Grant got that message from me. Unipro sent that message and said, great to connect with you here, Grant. Hope you're having a good day so far. And that means Grant was just welcome to my audience. So he's a very cold lead at this point. He needs to be nurtured. Well, take a look. Grant came back and he asked me a question. I was able to go back, and now we're into a conversation. Now I can go over and change Grant from being a welcome lead to being a nurtured lead. The nurture process has begun. And this is what you want to do with all your leads. You'll see that some leads are labeled welcome, cold leads. You'll see that some leads are in the nurture process. You'll see some leads have been made an offer to make a purchase, and then some leads turn into paying clients. And you can see the numbers in all this over here. This is what we call our money funnel. And think about this as a funnel. Your cold leads come in at the top. These are the welcome leads. They get nurtured. They get an offer, they become a client. And the numbers here are very important. Right now, I've got 44 people in the welcome process. I've got 42 leads who aren't just welcomes anymore, they're actually being nurtured. I've got 7 people who have been made an offer, they haven't yet purchased, and then 2 people did purchase. So this is a funnel. It's taking your cold leads and Unipro is nurturing those leads, making them an offer, and then converting them into a paying client. And this is actually a perfect segue into the third step of the process that we use Unipro for, and that is to sell. You've already grown your audience, you've begun nurturing your leads through your content or inside a messenger, and now it's time to make sales. And how do you do that? It's by making offers at the right time. I'm going to show you something here. Maybe you've seen this message on Facebook. Facebook has started notifying us that there's going to be changes to message delivery settings inside a messenger. Notice what it says here, who can message you? So going forward in Facebook, soon only your friends on Facebook and people with your phone number will be able to message you and add you to groups. So basically what Facebook is doing is it's saying, we don't want any more cold DMs. We only want you in conversation with people who you should be in conversation with, people who are actually interested in hearing what you have to offer. And that's why it's so important that we don't send any cold DMs. Only send DMs, only strike up conversations in Messenger with your leads once they've shown some sort of interest. So I'm gonna show you an example over here. Here is another Facebook Live that I did inside my Facebook group. This one's called Overhaul Your Lead Gen, 4 new Facebook tools for attracting more leads quickly. And you can see down here, there's a bunch of people who engaged on this, a lot of people who watched this training. We tagged people in this training, we automated this using Unipro like you just saw. Well, now what do? You got these people who engaged on your content. Clearly they're interested, they're being nurtured, you've got them over in Messenger already. How do you actually make the sale? I'm gonna show you one way to do it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the link to this post. So I'm gonna go and copy this link address. Let's go back over to Unipro. And in this case, I'm gonna go down here to contact lists and manage lists. And what you can do is create lists based on where your leads have engaged with you. So in this case, I'm gonna create a list of leads from a post, that live training post that we just looked at. I'm gonna call this live example. And I'm gonna put in the post URL, and then I'm gonna have it set like this. I'm gonna click on load. So what Unipro is doing is it's going over to that live training that we just looked at, and it's looking for all the leads who commented, and it's putting them onto a list. So you'll see down here it's found 16 leads. It's going to go through 25 leads. It's going to find all those leads, and then I'll show you what we do with those in a second. This is very important though. Facebook said, don't send cold DMs. Well, how do we make sales then? Instead of sending cold DMs, we look for people who are engaging on your content. You're already in conversation with them in Messenger because when they became your new friend, you sent them a new friend welcome message. But now that they've engaged on a specific piece of content, that's them raising their hand saying, I'm interested, I want to hear more, please reach out. If they're engaging on your content, they're an interested lead. Here's what you need to do next. So you can see Unipro here, it's created this list of everyone who's commented on that post. And I'm gonna select everyone here. We'll scroll down, there's a lot of people who engaged on this post. You can see there's 216 people who are engaged on that live training. I'm gonna tell Unipro to go ahead and create that list. And Unipro is putting all those people together on a list, and now you're gonna be able to reach out to them. Remember, these aren't cold DMs. These are people who are actively engaging with you. These are warm leads. And so you can see there it is, the live example list, 216 people. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna go back to the message hub, and we're gonna send a bulk message to those 216 warm leads. I'm going to tell Unipro to use one of our lists, and we're going to find that example list that we just built. And here it is right here, live example. And there's a bunch of different settings that you can set up, but I'm going to tell Unipro, we're going to send out this specific message to those leads. I'm going to say create message list. And you can see there's 0 out of 216 people have received this message. Well, I can go in here, and these are the messages that Unipro is going to be sending on my behalf over in Messenger to these warm leads. So imagine this process so far. You sent out friend requests to targeted leads. Those people came over into your audience. You used Unipro to start engaging on their content. They started seeing your content. They probably engaged on your content as well. Unipro sent them a message just saying, hey, nice to meet you over in Messenger. So now that lead's starting to be nurtured. Then when that lead engages on a particular piece of content, you put them onto a list and you start a sales conversation with them. So if I click this play button, Unipro is going to start sending out messages to those 216 leads, starting a conversation that's going to lead them towards getting an offer. Remember, back over here in Messenger, we're working this money funnel. That's the whole goal, is to take cold leads, nurture those leads, make them offers so they become your paying clients. And again, Unipro will do this all for you automatically. You just simply need to follow a script inside Messenger to take that lead who's raised their hand and said, I'm interested, and work them towards making a purchase. Now, if you don't have a script that you use, I'll put a link in the description of this video because I have a very proven sales script that especially works well if you want to book sales calls and sell high ticket items. You can take this script, make it your own. It's been proven to take cold leads and book them onto sales calls in 6 minutes or less. So check out the link in the description of this video and get your copy right now. Well, what's the result of all this? You've got these nurtured leads over inside of Messenger. Now it's time to make them an offer. Are they actually going to buy? Well, there's two different strategies. You can either make them an offer to buy right inside Messenger, or like I mentioned, you can book them onto a sales call to sell higher ticket items. I'm going to go over and show you an example of a business where I use the sell in Messenger strategy. And let's just take a look at some of the sales here. You can see $10, $1,700, $200, $30, a bunch of $200, $1,700. So these lower ticket sales are great for inside Messenger. Once a lead has been adequately nurtured, you make them an offer right in Messenger, give them a payment link, and they buy inside Messenger. Simple. However, if you're selling higher ticket items, as I mentioned, instead of pitching them right in Messenger, you may want to book a sales call and then sell them on the sales call. I'll show you an example of a different business where that's the strategy that I use. And you can see here these sales, much higher tickets, so $2,500, $2,200, $3,200, $7,500, $6,500. Sales at these price points tend to work better on a sales call. Your leads are going to have more questions. They're going to want to make sure that it's a legitimate offer. You're probably going to want to have a little bit more rapport built with them. That's much easier to do through a sales call. So Unipro gets the conversation started. Now you can offer a sales call and make your offer for these high ticket type items. Well, maybe you're seeing this right now and you think, Dave, I've tried to sell in Messenger before, or I booked sales calls and no one buys. Let me tell you a really important set of numbers to remember. The numbers are 5, 50, 45. 5 represents the percentage of your leads who are going to be ready to buy right now. You nurture them a little tiny bit, you make them the right offer, and they're going to buy. 5% of people, whether you're selling in Messenger or on a sales call. 50% of your leads, they're likely to buy. They want a solution to a problem. They're just not ready to buy right now. They need a little bit more nurturing. And those are the leads that need to see more of your content. You want to tag them on more content. You want to engage them a little bit more in Messenger. You want to keep them labeled as a nurtured lead and then make them an offer when they're ready to buy. The 45% of people are people who aren't going to buy. Maybe they're not the type of people who buy things online. Maybe they're not interested in your particular offer. Maybe they don't have a problem right now. Or maybe they don't like you. They don't like the way you look. They don't like your content. Whatever it is, 45% of people aren't going to buy. And guess what? The cool thing is those people are the type of people who stop engaging on your content. And then Unipro is going to identify those dead leads, remove them from your list, and make room for new, fresh leads. So if you made a few offers in Messenger, you've booked a few sales calls in the past and no one bought, I want to encourage you. 5% of people are going to buy right now. 50%, the bulk of your leads, just need a little bit more nurturing and then they're going to buy. So there you have it. That's the entire Facebook automation system that I use using the Unipro software to sell over $90,000 in sales just this last month. Unipro is amazing. If you've never checked it out, go over to unipro.com. Unipro will do all the steps we looked at today. It'll go out onto Facebook. It'll find your ideal leads. It'll bring those leads over into your audience. It'll nurture those leads for you, striking up conversations and helping you make offers at the right time so that your leads will buy. Go over to unipro.com and you can check it out. That's what I've got for you in this video. If this video was helpful, give it a like. And if you have any questions about Facebook automation or selling through Facebook, go ahead and leave those in the comment section below. I'm happy to help out. And again, if you haven't checked out Unipro yet, you got to check it out. It's been a game changer for my business. I know it will be for you as well. Go over to unipro.com. Thanks for checking out this video. Can't wait to see you in the next video.